Nick, what are we talking about today?
Apparently we're talking about Nvidia. I can't believe we haven't done Nvidia before.
We have never done Nvidia as a stock story, but for those who don't know, can you tell me about the company and what they do?
Yeah, okay, so let's go back to the start. Nvidia is a semiconductor design company. They design semiconductors, they don't make them. And specifically, they are the leaders in designing GPUs or graphics processing units that have basically taken over the world in how we do computing.
Pulling on that thread, why are they such a pivotal company in AI and semiconductors at the moment?
Yeah, so what happened over decades now is computers got faster and faster. So many people would have heard me talk about Moore's Law. So Moore's Law was, what Intel effectively started, which is that transistor size, you fit more and more transistors on a semiconductor, you shrink those semiconductors over time and they become more powerful. And through our lifetime, that meant you went from a mainframe to a personal computer, to a mobile phone, you created the internet, and all of that happened because of Moore's Law. And that basically created companies like Intel and all these ASML and all these great companies that helped progress Moore's Law. As Moore's Law came closer to its end, people have decided to move towards different computing architectures to accelerate the speed of computers, i.e. to continue that progress that I talked about. And the shift that happened was the shift from CPUs or general purpose computing to GPUs and accelerated computing. Nvidia is the godfather or the architect of GPUs and accelerated computing. And as the industry shifted from general purpose computing to accelerated computing, Nvidia became a more and more important company. And so today, they are now so important because they ultimately govern the speed at which all computing can move forward.
Do you view Nvidia as more of a hardware company or a software ecosystem company?
Yeah, so like many platform shifts before them, it's both. And so if you think about, the best way to think about Nvidia is to think of it a bit like Apple. So when the mobile phone platform shift happened from PC to mobile, so PC worked on Windows, if that makes sense, and Apple and Mac. And then we went to mobile phone, and mobile phone went to Apple and iOS, and everyone else went to Android, which is a Google platform. And so there's two platforms governing a mobile phone, there's two platforms governing a PC. In AI and GPUs, because Nvidia invented the GPUs, they also have the software that runs them, if that makes sense. So they have the hardware and software for AI. So if you want to program an AI application, you're programming on CUDA, which is Nvidia's operating system, on an Nvidia chip. And if you want to do it a different way, on a competitor, they may have the chip, but they don't have the software. And even if they do have the software, they don't have the developers that know how to use that software. And most people want these AI applications yesterday, so everyone's using Nvidia chips and Nvidia software. And so from that point of view, they are the hardware and software platform for AI. AI is now the big platform shift, so Nvidia has surpassed Apple as the biggest company in the world because that is the role they fill in this new platform.
So we believe that there are 6 characteristics to every great growth company, including it being founder-led. Nvidia satisfies those 6 growth characteristics. Like I said, it is founder-led by Jensen Huang. Can you tell me about him?
Yeah, so Jensen is obviously the figurehead. He was actually founded with 3 partners who together all, were very early in the formation of the graphics industry of building GPUs. These separate cards that would build graphics that sat separately to that central processing unit I was talking about. And the reason why they were successful is because, like all good founders, they chose a different path. They felt there was a better solution to making computers faster. The beauty of a graphics processing unit is it has thousands of cores. A central processing unit only has a few. And those thousands of cores that they invented, they knew would create good graphics, but over time, they also knew that it would be able to do other things. And so the reason why Nvidia has been successful is because A, they chose a different path, and then they continue to push on that different path all the way through graphics, into recommendation engines, and now into AI. And so the amazing thing about Nvidia today is because they have bent this computing curve, they are basically the gatekeeper for how fast computers can go. And everything Nvidia develops from here will make computers go faster, and so they're integral into all human development from here, if that makes sense. And this is the amazing position they've got by basically choosing a different path. And you choose a different path when you're a founder because you don't conform to norms. That's what all these great companies have done. And that's what Nvidia's done as well.
And so they have become the biggest company in the world. Do you see a growth runway to it potentially being a $10 trillion company one day?
Yeah, so obviously we went out on a limb a long time ago. So we've owned Nvidia for a long time. We've owned it for nearly 6 years now. And we went out on a limb a number of years ago and said Nvidia had the potential to become the biggest company in the world. If the whole of the world shifts to this computing platform, which is what happened because of AI, then Nvidia will not just permeate video games, it'll do recommendation engines, it'll drive AI, it will go in every data center on the planet. And so that's what happened. Nvidia has become the biggest company in the world today, which is exciting. As we look at it today, we're only really 2 years into that AI build. AI is going to permeate every industry on the planet. We're now not building data centers, we're building AI factories to process tokens, to process people's data, to produce outcomes. And those outcomes can be as simple as a Microsoft Copilot request, or they could be as complicated as autonomous driving and robotics and building digital twins and healthcare discovery and drug discovery. So in our opinion, AI is going to permeate every industry on the planet. So the short answer is you're going to need a lot of these AI factories, and they're all going to be filled with Nvidia chips. And so if you continue that build out over the next 3 to 4 years, there is a path to Nvidia becoming a $10 trillion company. The world's first $10 trillion company. That's what our model tells us today, and that's what we're hearing on the ground. Whether that actually happens or not, we'll wait and see, but right now we still see that path for that to happen.
I hope it does happen, and I look forward to it. Thanks, Nick, for your time.
Thanks very much.